You ever been in a family that you really didn't like? And instead of like going through a divorce and going through the whole process, you just thought, you know what? Let's just wipe them off the board. Well, today we're going to go over the Wyatt family murders.
Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
We here at Angry Me Production want to thank our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She's certified with the National Notary Association. She's also bonded and E&O insured. She offers a wide range of services including wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certification of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and 99 verification. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Mobile Notary Mindy. You can also visit her webpage at TexasMobileNotaryMindy.com. That's TX, MobileNotaryMindy.com. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Yeah, that description is dead on this one. It's a weird case. I mean, not to get totally into it in the starting of the starting of the podcast, but it's just really weird that instead of just going through the divorce, going through the process and everything, which some people it is hectic and it is stressful. I've gone through it myself, but I'm not gonna wipe out my family. But this guy did. Evil man. Anyways, let us begin. Background is Christopher Lee Watts and Sharon Catherine. Good Lord, starting out with something really Rusick.
Razuzak.
Okay. We're from North Carolina. Christopher from Spring Lake and Sharon from Aldina. They met in 2010 and they were married in Mulberg County on November 3rd, 2012. The couple had 2 daughters, Bella Marie Watts and Celeste Catherine Cece Watts. At the time of her death, Sharon was 15 weeks pregnant with a boy who was named Nico. Watts' family lived in a 5-bedroom home at 2825 Sheridan. Man, another word I can't pronounce. Let's see here.
Saratoga.
2825 Saratoga Trail in Frederick, Colorado, which they purchased in 2013. The family declared bankruptcy in 2015. Christopher was employed by... Good Lord. I didn't think this was going to be so hard in the speech and everything, and then proven wrong.
Anadarko.
Anadarko Petroleum, which Anadarko Petroleum was a company engaged in hydrocarbon exploration. It was organized in Delaware, and the headquarters is two skyscrapers in the Woodland, Texas, the Olson Tower and the Hacklid Tower, both named after the CEO of the company. I've actually seen that tower. I was wondering what it was. It's pretty huge, or the company's, I guess, is pretty huge. While Shannon worked from home selling products called Thrive for a multi-level marketing company named Leeville. By the way, multi-level marketing. It's a pyramid scheme. Yeah. So-called network marketing or pyramid scheme is conversational marketing strategy for the sale and product or services in which the revenue of the MLM company is diverted from the non-salary workforce selling the company products or services. Basically, Amway. Anyways, and by the way, you don't make money off of those things. I was working for Carby Vacuums, was basically his same input in doing that. Don't make any money off of those sales. I mean, you have to sell a lot and get a better tier. You have to level. You got to level up your marketing game. Anyways, it's a side hustle, and some people succeed in it, and some people don't. But at approximately 1:48 on Monday, August 13th, 2018, Sharon returned from a business trip into Arizona, was driven home by her friend and colleague, Nicole Ulfsus Atkinson. There we go. After that weekend, Chris, by the way, side note on this one. If you hear me mispronounce stuff and everything, then reinsert myself, yes, it's because I'm slightly retarded. Not much, and I do this as a hobby and fun, but yeah, good note taker though. Over that weekend, Chris Watts had been home with with their daughters. Later that day, Sharon and the girls were reported missing by the Atkinson, who became concerned when Sharon missed a scheduled gynecologist and obstetric. Let's see here. Stephanie Hawking, please give me
Obstetrics.
Obstetrics. Okay, we'll just go with gynecologist appointment. It's medical specialism combos two specialties in obstetrics and gynecology. The specifics, female care. Anyways, appointed and failed to return her text messages. After Shannon missed a business meeting, Atkinson went to Watts' residence at 12:10 p.m. When the doorbell and the knocks went unanswered, Atkinson notified Christopher, who was at work, and called the Frederick Police Department. Frederick Police Department arrived to conduct a welfare check at 1:40 p.m. During this welfare check, Christopher gave the police officer permission to search the house where the family dog was discovered unharmed, but no sign of Sharon and the girls was found. Searches discovered Shannon's purse containing her keys and her medicine. Her phone was later located between the couch cushion in the family home. Her car, which contained girls' car seats, was in the garage, and Shannon's wedding ring was found on the bedside table. The FBI and Colorado Bureau of Investigation, CBI, joined the investigation the next day. Watch initially told police that he had no idea where his family might have been and that he had not seen his wife since 5:15 a.m. the previous day when he left for work. He gave interviews to Denver station HMGH-TV and KUSA TV outside the house, pleading the return of his family. his wife, and his daughter. Investigators with the search dog could be heard on the property during the interview. On August 15th, 2018. Wow, okay. It wasn't that long. The FBI joined the search for Shannon and the daughters. Chris Watts was administered a polygraphic test, which I hate to say this, polygraphic tests are not considered part of court cases. You can say he took a polygraph test and he did fail, but there's so much stuff that you can do to fake or administer yourself. It's consideration reason why the test failed. That's the reason why it's not upheld in court. DNA is though. But I digress. He was administered a polygraph test, and which he failed. He subsequently confessed to his father, Ronnie, and to the authorities that he killed Shannon, but falsely claimed that he did so because Shannon had smothered their daughters. Chris related that he discovered Bella's corpse and that when he found Shannon in the process of strangling Cece, he strangled Shannon in a fit of rage before disposing of their bodies in an oil field where he worked for an Andarko. Chris was arrested that day. Chris marked the location of the bodies on a photograph of the oil field for investigators who arrived on August 16th at 11 p.m. Chris's daughters, who had been smothered by Watts's bare hands, were found in a crude oil storage tank, while Sharon was buried in a shallow grave. Bella and Cece bodies had been pushed through a hatch at the top of the different oil tanker, with the lid being 8 inches, 22 centimeters for everybody in the evil side of metric system in diameter. According to medical examiner, Bella had scratched on her left buttocks from being shoved through the hole. A turf of turf. I would say ball of blonde hair.
Tuft.
Tuft of blonde hair was found at the edge of one of these hatches. On August 21st, Watts was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, including an additional 1 count per child cited as death of a child who had not attained 12 years of age, and the defendant was in a position of trust, unlawful termination of a pregnancy. Oh, okay. And 3 counts of tampering with a deceased human body. Now, we've gone over this before. Why are they just not doing just the 3 counts of first degree murder? And that is because with each sentencing on, or each charge that is going on to a suspect, it's so they can get charged with something. If they can't prove the first degree murder, they can prove the unlawful termination of a pregnancy, or they can prove the death of a child that was not yet attained 12 years of age, and the position of trust, basically a guardian or father figure, guardian of those children or person. You could do like definitive position of trust with a person that is like in their 80s, only because it is basically you're their guardian. You control their finances and all that stuff, and that's the reason why you can do that. But the unlawful termination of a pregnancy, that is actually, I don't know when most states had done that, but basically if you're causing miscarriage or and the act of killing a fetus, definition between differs between legal and medical applications, whereas in laws and medical terms generally refer to part of the abortion procedure. Now, basically Sharon had a child. She was having a child. Uh, she's still going the process of pregnancy, 15 weeks old. And he terminated her life, which inevitably terminated hers. By the day of his arrest, Chris has been fired from Andarko. Wonder why. He was denied bail at his first court appearance. At a later hearing, his bail was set at $5 million, with him being required to put down 15% to be released. On November 29th, Colorado authorities released surveillance footage capturing in the early mornings hours of August 13th on a neighbor's security camera, which showed Chris hours after he killed his wife and daughter landing a gas can into the bed of his truck and then backing the vehicle into the garage. Police believe that he was transporting the bodies of his family to a remote oil work site where they later discovered. This was shortly after after Shannon had been returning home from a business trip, and proved that she never left the home with the daughters. That day they disappeared, as Chris claimed to the police. The case had been connected in media to the crime of family annihilation or family homicide. Many of these crimes occurred in August before the school started, which may delay detection and investigations, according to former FBI profile Candace DeLong. Cases such as this are rare because family annihilations usually commit suicide after the murders. This is true. This is also how Chris Benoit did his family, the WWE star, but he ended up committing suicide after he murdered his family. An act that Watts claimed to have contemplated out of guilt for his actions, which is just I don't see why we would. My belief in everything on the families and everything. You create a child. That child is part of your blood. So you basically, when you do something like hurtful to your child, you're doing against yourself. And I would never do anything against myself or against my blood. Anyways, interview on Dr. Phil. Watts' lawyers claimed that Watts had confessed to killing Shannon after an argument regarding divorce. During the murder, Bella walked into the couple's. Watts told her that Shannon was sick. He loaded Shannon's body and the girls without their car seat onto the back seat of his work truck. He later smothered the girls one after another. Good Lord. Just. Wow. Watts pleaded guilty to the murders on November 6th. The death penalty was not put in forward by the district attorney on the request of Shannon's family, who did not wish for any further deaths. I'm sorry. I can understand their plight and what they were going through on that aspect, but I'm sorry. If and a lot of people will probably argue with this, but if a dog bites one of your kids and everything, you put the dog down. Same thing with people. And some people might not like that terminology because, a human can talk and think and everything. A dog can. That's the reason why you do dogs. No. Just because a human can have remorse after the fact doesn't mean that he doesn't need to be put down. They were supportive of his decision to accept the plea deal on November 19th. He was sentenced to 5 life sentences, 3 consecutive and 2 concurrent. Let me find the definitions of consecutive is all at one time. I know that, but concurrent, I'm kind of curious on just to get existing, happening, or done at the same time. It's concurrent. I guess all of them are done at the same time. Anyways, without possibility of parole. Why won't you do? Anyways, he received an additional 48 years for unlawful termination of Shannon's pregnancy and 36 years for 3 charges of tampering with deceased bodies. He was sentenced began immediately on December 3rd, 2018. Watts was moved to an out-of-state location due to security concerns. On December 5th, he arrived at Dodge Correctional Institution. Pardon. Max Security Prison in Whoopa. I don't think I'm saying that right. Whoopin. Whoopin. Whoppin. Whoppin?
Wappen.
Whoppin. There you go. We figured it out. Together. That's how these things go. To continue to serve his life sentence. Media accounts on these on December 2018 episode of ABC's News 2020. Sharon's parents were interviewed for the first time since the murders. HLN, which is CNN. It's not. I guess it's just the abbreviation of no abbreviation. But anyways, special report the same month titled "Family Massacre: Quad Wells Exposed," in which the footage of Watts from the police body cameras and security cameras in the police station interview room were revealed. In the recorded interview revealed by CBI with Christopher's girlfriend, she revealed his behavior changes in days prior to the murder. Jesus, she stayed. I don't get murderers and girlfriends and everything, but wow. But there was a Lifetime movie. I mean, stuff like this, you have to have a Lifetime movie. Which Son Keller played Christopher Watts, and Ashley Williams played Shannon. Who's Christopher Keller? I'm curious because it's not showing a photo of him, but he played in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Well, let's see here. See what he's played in. He played in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Chris Watts, Confession of a Killer, Odd Mom Out, Happiness, Up Here's, Wedding Season. Probably not a really good known actor that played him. Usually they don't get like the creme de creme. Oh, he was the voice actor for Randall in Red Dead Redemption 2. So he played in Blue Bloods and series of stuff. But that is it on this one. Yeah, I like going over these things, and this was actually suggested from one of my neighbors who listens to the show. Thank you for listening, by the way. Sorry I don't get your name. I'm really horrible with names. That's Ever's boyfriend. That's all I know. Anyways, I don't know why you would want to murder your family. I mean, there's cause to where sometimes you wish you didn't have a family, but yeah, I don't. Certain things I just don't get, murdering your kids and everything. And strangulation is, well, not to put a pun, not trying to make a pun, but it's hands-on type stuff. I mean, you're really close to your victim, and I mean, you're looking at your child's face when you take their last breath. That is evil upon evil, and I don't think people with rational minds should do that. I mean, your wife, you're doing the same thing, but your kids, you help make those. I hate to say it like that, but you spawned your DNA. I mean, you're basically killing yourself when you do that. And like I said, some of the stuff that I say on this is in my opinion. And if you don't think my opinion matters, good for you. Half the time, most of the stuff in my head, I don't even matter to myself. But marrying your own kids, that's a special kind of evil. But anyways, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. This was the Wyatt Family Murders.